everything that I have has been taken. I need capital. I need to make my wealth. Are you offering me food or are you spending? To become an alderman, you must possess land. That is the law. However, stand at my side during negotiations.
Okay, we're gonna get started. So if you have any noise coming in, would you mind just muting yourself until we open up to question and answer? That way we don't have any background noise. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. I was trying to figure out, what should we talk about? So I want to talk a little bit about kind of the formula for social media success, because I feel like even though we all work our business a little bit differently on social media, some of us work Facebook more, some of us work Instagram more, there definitely is kind of a formula for success, in my opinion. I've been in this business, it'll be 3 years on May 31st. So that's coming up really quickly. I can't believe it's been 3 years, but it's been 3 years. And so I started pretty much instantly on Facebook and Instagram, and had no idea what I was doing. And gosh, if I look back at my posts from the beginning, because I have time hop on my phone and it shows me my Instagram posts and whatnot. And it's really funny because they were really horrible in the beginning. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just what they call, ignorance on fire, So I'm just posting these terrible posts, generic posts, hashtag stay-at-home mom, hashtag it works, hashtag what you name it, every generic thing I could think of, because that's what I saw other people doing, and that I didn't know what I was doing, and I was trying to get the word out there. So it's been 3 years, and I've kind of developed a formula for success in this business of how to get customers and how to get distributors, what works, what doesn't work so great, what I spend most of my time doing, and what I found is just a waste of my time to do all day long. What are those activities that you need to be doing to actually bring in results? So let's see. Earlier today, John actually got a message from somebody, because he's in a band. My husband, if you're not familiar, he's in a band. And so he got a message earlier about another band. It was from a manager of another band. And he was like, hey, would you guys want to come to this show in Richmond? Just kind of off subject of this, but, so they talked about that. And then he was like, off subject, I just wanted to let you know that, I've seen what you and your wife are doing with this business, and that's pretty incredible that you're seeing that kind of success. He's like, most people I see that do something like this, they get into the business, they work it for a week or two, and then they stop working it. And so that's going to kind of lead into my first point of social media is, I think we've all seen it. We've all had teammates that started in this business, or maybe a sideline teammate or whoever that started in this business, and they get going, they start posting on social media. Maybe they get their first couple customers, and, they don't see a huge paycheck the first month, or they don't see instant success, or, somebody said something the other day about being discouraged their first month. And it was actually our upline, Missy. She answered the question. She's like, well, what did you expect in your first month? And I think that's an amazing question to ask yourself too, because sometimes we have such big expectations in the first couple of days or weeks because we're so excited. We're not going to make $2,000 in our first month, most likely. So, what happens is people join this business, they start posting on social media, and they plant seeds, and they start planting these seeds. And by seeds, what we mean is that you're planting, you're sharing about the products, you're sharing about what things you love about the company. And people have to see stuff a lot before they jump on board. So, just like these annoying commercials that we all want to fast forward through, you kind of have to see it a lot before you're like, maybe that's something that I'd like to try. Maybe it's a makeup or whatever. And, you have to see it a while before it sinks in, before you're ready to give it a shot. So, in your first few weeks or in your first months, you're planting seeds. Sometimes it's discouraging because you expect that your family and friends are going to be the first ones to jump on board. And guess what? They're just not. A lot of times they're not. Sometimes maybe one or two of them, and then the rest of them, you're like, why aren't they liking my posts? Why are they ignoring me? That's the normal part. But people get discouraged. And so what they do is they give up on, basically, not the company, they give up on themselves, and they give up on network marketing before they get to see their harvest. And so that's what happens so many times. You can't expect to see huge success overnight. This business takes consistency, simple steps, and it's the same thing every day. Simple steps, day in and day out. So, for me, this month, I have had the best month this month that I've had. I would near say my entire business with It Works. And so I don't want people to look at that too. Like, if you see, Natalie signed a customer, or Taylor signed a customer, or Misty signed a customer, or whatever, and you see people signing that, just know that these people have probably been planting seeds very consistently for a long time. Maybe that customer came from somebody who they talked with 6 months ago. So consistency is super, super important. People take time to come around, and they need to see that you're doing this, and that you're not going to it's not some fad that you've started with. So with social media, as opposed to working a business in person, where you can be in front of somebody, you can share your excitement, you can test the products on them, they can smell it, whatever. It's so much easier. It's so much easier in person to instantly kind of get somebody's head wrapped around the idea of doing a wrap instantly or trying a product right away. But with social media, people are just instantly skeptical, or they're less trusting. It takes time. You're building trust. So please, if you do yourself one thing in this entire business, do not give up on yourself when your success isn't flooding in the door, because you are setting up the foundation for a business, a lifelong business. The last person I signed as a distributor, I think I initially talked with her almost 2 years ago or something. And now I'm not saying, hey, you join today, you're going to get a distributor 2 years from now, and, hold on, it's coming. That's not everybody's timeline, but everybody has a different timeline. So somebody might order today, somebody might order in 2 weeks, somebody might order in 2 years. But what you're doing by planting those seeds is you're building a pipeline. So don't give up too soon, because this is what this business is all about, planting those seeds day in and day out. The second thing, okay, so that's the first formula, or the first part of this formula for social media success. And if you're not doing one of these things, you're going to find it really difficult to produce results, and you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be like, Natalie, I'm posting on social media. I don't understand why I'm not getting leads, or I don't understand why people aren't approaching me. There's going to be one of these things that's probably not something you're doing enough of. So maybe write these things down. And it might seem like obvious things, but they're really, really important. Just like, I made banana bread earlier. There are a million recipes out there for banana bread, but basically you need the same kind of ingredients. You need flour to make it rise. You need banana to have that banana flavor. You need sugar. They're basic ingredients, and then you can kind of tweak them to make them your own. This is how social media works too. So number one, consistency. You cannot start posting, be good for 2 days, and then for 7 days, nobody sees a word from you. Guess what? You might have planted the seed in their head about the wrap, And when 7 days goes by and you haven't said a word about the business and they see another friend on their social media that shares something about the wrap, they're going to go to that person. So you've just lost out entirely. So don't do that to yourself. The second most important thing is having new eyes on your posts. When I started Facebook, I had like 140 Facebook friends. No, I had a little bit more than that, but I had, I think, 140 followers on Instagram. But basically the same group of people, like people I went to high school with and my family. I didn't have a bunch of friends. I didn't have a huge group of college people that I went to school with or whatever, you know, it was very limited. So I knew if I wasn't going to get out and start like meeting people in person, which I was totally freaked out about, and doing wrap parties, I had to work social media. So I started following people on Instagram. And I can tell you, I did work most of my business on Instagram the first 2.5 years until recently. I've had a lot more business on Facebook from branching out and making friends on Facebook. And it's been phenomenal. But I can tell you that our job as network marketers is to network. That means we make friends. Really simple, really easy. You just make friends. You add people, you join groups. You're just friendly. You comment when you feel an appropriate comment, you know, towards a picture that you see. You ask people questions, whatever it is. All of these things that might seem pointless to us, you're like, how is this going to get me a customer? How is this going to get me a teammate? It's not. But you're kind of like putting up a flag for somebody and saying, hey, I'm over here. I'm a person. I have a great personality. I have a family, or I have, you know, I go to school, whatever it is. You're saying, hey, I'm over here and I'm interested in being your friend, or just, you know, getting to know you, or, you know, we have something in common and I'm just pointing that out, whatever it is. Once somebody is aware that you exist, and then you have an awesome profile, you have an awesome, you know, you share things about your life, you share valuable things, you know, whether it's like humor, or maybe you do live videos and you're sharing stuff about health or wellness or about makeup or whatever it is. If you're adding value, somebody's going to come back and look at your profile. They're going to say, hey, this girl's pretty cool, or this guy's pretty cool. I want to follow them. And by seeing other parts of your life, they're going to see, hey, she also does this business and she seems really nice. I think I'm going to order from her. That's what network marketing is. It's not something that's super complicated. It's just about being a face in front of somebody, you know, sharing that you're a real person, and being that person that somebody's going to want to go to when it's time to order products, or when it's time to change their life and maybe start their own business. They think of you first, and they think of you because you've been consistent, you've been real, and they just like following your family or your life. So I can tell you the biggest mistake that I ever made in my business was stopping building my network. I built super hard. I was following, had 5,000 followers. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need any more people. 5,000 followers, that'll take me for the rest of my life, right? Like I can follow next year or whatever. Wrong. My pipeline dried up. I basically signed everybody that was interested. I signed everyone that wanted to be a teammate, whatever. I had no pipeline coming in, and my Facebook was dead because I wasn't adding people on Facebook. So I had my teammates on there liking my stuff, and that was it. So if you're in the beginning stages of this and you're just starting out, you have to find a way to get your stuff in front of as many people as possible, you know, have people see what you're doing. So that's what we do when we add people to our pages. We add followers, we interact, we comment, we like. That's networking. So that's the second formula, or the second part of the formula for social media success. So we've got consistency and we've got new eyes daily, because that's what's going to bring in new leads. When your leads are stagnant and you've got nobody asking about what you do, it's because you have no new people looking at what you're doing. Hold on a second. My back is hurting really bad. I need to crack. Oh my gosh. Okay. This chair is super uncomfortable.
John is cracking me up with his gamer's headset.
Can you see him?
Yeah, when you cracked your back, he looks so into it.
It's so funny. He pulls that chair up there like at night when he gets to finally like play a game. And like we left it there earlier today, and Johnny, he goes over and gets the controller, and Johnny gets the headset, and he's sitting over there in the chair. It's so funny. He's like, I play. Okay. So the third formula, or we keep saying that, the third part of the formula is building trust. So these are all these parts. This is, people, I used to do this. I'd look at other distributors that I felt like were doing better than me, or they're signing more people, or they're growing faster, their check's bigger, whatever it is. And be like, what is it that they're doing? What magic secret is it that they're doing? It's nothing magic. It's just this formula. It's these things consistently, day in and day out, simple things over and over and over again. That's what gets us producing results. So the third thing, it's kind of the same thing that we, talked about already with consistency, but it's building trust. So like I said before, if somebody has connected with you on a friendship level, or they connect with your family, like even this, like you guys can see what my house looks like, the inside of my house right here. Whether you're doing a Facebook Live video or you're just sharing pictures of your life, stuff you decorate in your home, whatever it is, it might seem weird, like pointless, but those things, like it's basically giving an inside look into your life. That's what social media is. Like, that's why we like watching people. Like, we're people watchers. We are social creatures. And so when you're sharing photos of your life all the time throughout the day, what you're doing, where you're going, what you're eating, why do people like food pictures? Because people are weird. They want to see what we're doing, That's building trust, though. That's you being real. If you're doing a live video and you don't look 100% perfect, people love that. People like to see the real you. They like that human aspect of social media. So what you're doing by being consistent and sharing your real life, like sharing your struggles, sharing your dreams, sharing your kids, whatever it is, that's building trust. People see you as like, she's here, she's like super consistent with this business, she's always in a great mood, she makes me feel good. Like, that's building trust. That means that person's going to go to you even from day one. If they say they're not interested, I've had people on Instagram right in their bio say like, no wraps, don't talk to me, whatever. And you just become friends. You don't say a word about the products. You don't say a word about anything. You're just like, I like your stuff. You seem cool, whatever. And then one day they're like, hey, can you tell me more about those products? Because I'm really interested. You're just being you. And by being you and building that trust, you're going to be amazed at how many people come out of the woodwork and want to know about products or want to know about the opportunity. So that's the third thing, building trust. And that's huge with social media because, like I said, it takes much longer on social media for people to trust you and to even like follow up or follow through with something, because it's social media, it's different. Okay. So the other thing we're going to talk about is quality, not quantity. So what do I mean by that? I wanted to talk a little bit about this because the way I work social media is always changing. It didn't so much in the beginning, and I realized that by not changing how I work social media as social media changes, that it was hurting me. So, social media changes all the time. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, I haven't actually seen it myself. Did you see there's a Facebook update now so that Facebook has, just like Instagram has stories, Facebook has stories now? Everyone's like, what? Nobody saw this yet? It's like at the top, I guess when you go live or something, there's an option. So you'll see now like everybody's story, just like a picture, a little icon or whatever. So apparently we're going to
Natalie, I actually saw that earlier.
Did you see somebody's actual story too?
Yeah, like it's like the exact same as Instagram. It's just on the top of your screen. Like it's not even like live or anything. It's just at the top.
Huh. It's so weird. I haven't seen like, let me look again because I tried to see if there was an update I missed and I still didn't see it. So it might be like rolling out slowly too, you know how they do that with updates. But yeah, so man, what was the point in that? Quality, not quantity. I don't know how I even got to that Instagram story thing. Now I'm not sure what I was saying. But we were talking about quality versus quantities. Oh, so social media is always changing. There's this update now with Facebook. There's always new stuff that we can utilize for our business. Maybe we need to back down on doing certain things, whatever. In the beginning of my business and for like the first 2 years, sorry, somebody's like, I really like the blender bottle. I'm like, good. So probably for like the first 2 years of my business, I was posting like 12 times a day. And it worked really, really well for me. I did 3 before and afters, or like 2 before and afters, and a personal product picture of me using the products. I did my opportunity post at night. I did an inspirational quote in the morning. I filtered, in between there with personal photos of my family, mostly. That's basically what my formula looked like for Instagram. And then on Facebook, I would, try not to take all 12 of those over to Facebook. It usually was like 8 or so. So, Facebook and Instagram have been changing constantly. And it wasn't super intentional on my part, but I would say the last like 3 months, I have limited my posting quite a bit. It's back down from what that used to be. So now, it's probably the same on both platforms of Instagram and Facebook, but I was trying to look and it's different. It depends. Some days I have a little bit busier of a day and maybe I only get like 5 posts in. Other days I might get 8 in. So I think that's kind of where I'm at with my posting. It's usually between 5 and 8 times a day. Now, I can tell you, I still do my inspirational quote in the morning. So if you guys want to write this down, of course, you are free to change your formula up a little bit with what you or how you post. But this is what I've had super, super big success with. I have built a triple diamond through social media. I have made many mistakes along the way, but this has always worked for me. And this formula is basically the same thing, but it's posting less, which is awesome because that allows me to do more networking during the day, adding people, interacting, whatever. It kind of lightens the load up a little bit for me, and it's still giving me the same results, which is awesome. So, I post my inspirational quote. I always do that in the morning. I think that, I got away from it for a while, but I think people really want to see something positive and happy in the morning. And when you are that positive, happy person in the morning, even if they're having a bad day and they're like, oh my God, I wish she'd shut up. She's always so happy. They're always going to get over that. They're going to come back and be like, man, no, she really is a little beacon of light every day. So, I try to change it up and relate it to something else different. Sometimes it talks about my business. Sometimes it doesn't at all. And it's just something happy or some kind of life lesson I've been learning about, whatever. So that's my first post. Maybe I do a breakfast post or something later on, whatever. It's a personal picture after that. And then it just depends, like I said, on the day. So it might be 5 pictures I post in one day. It might be 8. It just varies. However, maybe we're doing more interesting things one day. I don't know. I've kind of been putting my product post smack dab in the middle of my day. Usually I only do 1 product post a day now. And I guess it just varies most of the time. If I do a before and after, I also do a personal product post that day. Some days I might just well, that's not true. What is it? Maybe it's reversed. So if I do a personal product post, sometimes I might throw a regular before and after in later in the day. And then personal posts after that. And then I do my opportunity post at night. So like, let me look at, maybe it'll help me fine tune this better. Let's look at yesterday. So yesterday I did an inspirational quote. Then I did my energy picture of me with my can of energy. Then I did an interactive post. So those are really important for you guys too. If you don't know what an interactive post is, it's just a post to put up that has nothing to do with your business. You do not want to be talking about your business 24/7 on social media. You are going to annoy the crap out of people. And I mean, maybe a small percentage you won't, but you don't want to be just about business. You want to be about, maybe a quarter or a third business, and then the rest is fun, friendship, personal pictures of your family, whatever it is. You don't want to be all about business because people eventually will tune you out. It's kind of like when you're, wanting to watch a TV show and you have to sit through the commercials and you're like super not into it, You don't want to be an infomercial to your followers. They're going to eventually unfollow you. They're going to stop liking, they're going to stop commenting, and then they're not going to even see you in their feed because that's how the algorithm works with Facebook and social media. If they stop liking and commenting, they're not even going to see what you're doing. So you're just like a ghost in social media. So we counteract this by doing interactive posts that have nothing to do with our business, that are just fun, easy to comment on. Like I did one earlier about comment below with the last emoji that you used, and that's the tattoo that you would be getting. It's just fun, silly stuff. We need that in life because life is serious sometimes, and people love to comment on things like that on social media and just feel like they're a part of something, but not have to like give a big long answer. Just simple interactive posts. And I try to do at least one a day. I might miss it one day here and there. That's fine. But, try to get up at least, let's say, 4 of those a week, 4 or 5. So those are really, really important because that's going to bring people back to your social media too. If you're not aware of how that algorithm works with Facebook and social media, we all know that people don't want to support our before and afters, right? Like you get like your same teammates that are showing you love on your before and afters. And that doesn't mean no one else is watching them. We know that they're watching. We know that they're interested, and eventually people contact us, but they don't really necessarily want to see or have their friends see that they're interested. So they're not going to like or comment. And if they don't like or comment, then they're eventually not going to see what we're posting anymore because Facebook says, hey, she's not liking this content. I'm not going to show it to her anymore. So the way to trick that is by interactive posts, and make sure that you're still posting about your regular family life and daily activities that have nothing to do with the business too, because you don't want to be that infomercial. So, yesterday, or was it yesterday? Maybe it was today. I think it was earlier today. I was like, oh my gosh, I only got 2 photos or 2 posts in today. I was doing other things. I was doing some training with teammates. I was doing networking. But my posts I felt like I hadn't posted very much because I had been so used to posting a dozen times a day. And, John was like, it's okay. You're posting really quality posts. You're putting a lot of thought into your before and afters or your product posts. I signed 13 customers this month, which is the most I've ever signed in 1 month, I think. And which is crazy to me because I've only been doing 1 product post a day and signed 13 people. The reason for that is because of my consistency. A lot of them were referrals. A lot of them were past, referrals. So a lot of them were referrals, but it's just crazy that you can post less as long as you're consistent, and it will work the same for you as long as you're putting in the work in the right areas as far as building your network and staying consistent.
I have a question.
Yes.
What are you saying to get your referrals?
Honestly, I didn't reach out for these referrals. I think I just had a really great month. Sometimes we have that. It's like energy. I don't know. It's like, But I didn't have to reach out. Maybe, yeah, I don't think any of those people, you know, I had asked for referrals. They were either like, some of them were past teammates. You know, when you stay in and you have longevity in your business too, like I think 2 of them were past teammates from a long time ago that came back and they're like, you know, I really miss the products, and they signed up as customers with me. So, you know, I guess that's part of being in the business longer too. And you build that pipeline of trust and that consistency and whatever. And sometimes you just get really great months because of it. So let's see. Where was I going with that, Taylor?
Hey, sorry I interrupted you. I don't know. I'm distracted too because I got a Snapchat saying, okay, I want in the business. I'm tired of being broke.
Oh, that's a good distraction.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Man, I wish they really made something for specifically like ADD. Like, I know we have stuff for mind clarity, whatever, but like something specifically for ADD, because that would really help us. Okay, so yeah, so I've been posting my one before and after a day, and I had more customers this month than like ever. So I think that your quality of posting, instead of just slapping up your post because it's there, like let's say, for example, and it doesn't even have to be a product post, but like maybe you're putting up an inspirational quote. I know sometimes we feel like we run out of what to say, or we get like writer's block, and we're like, how do I say? I yell at John all the time because I'm like, somebody will say something to me and I'm like, no, I'm right in the middle of a thought. I was trying to write something that was like actually good and I lost it. So sometimes it's easy to like throw up an inspirational quote image and just put something real short with it. Or, you know, to put up your opportunity post to be like, who wants to work from home? You know, contact me or message me if you're interested. But those things are not helping your business. You have to add to your posts. So even if you're just posting 5 times a day, if you're putting more quality wording and more thought and more energy into your posts, you're going to see a lot more success than putting up, you know, 10 or 12 pictures a day with barely any writing to them, or maybe no feeling behind them because you're just like getting it up there. You know, maybe you're not sharing more of your life. Maybe you're not sharing more of your story and you're just posting. Maybe you're just sharing a picture of the product and saying, you know, like, who needs energy? And here's a picture of a can of energy. Like, I can almost guarantee you that no one's going to contact you on those posts. People also are just trained to tune us out when we're posting generic photos. Like they've seen so many of these, you know, different companies' photos that they see it. They might even see like black and green and they're like, moving on. So the best thing you can do is to not post generic photos. So no basic ads. You know, the company puts out a lot of great promotional images for us because they have to offer us that kind of stuff. I mean, that's their job, right? They have a whole marketing department. They have to offer us that. And they offer amazing photos for us. They can be great for doing wrap parties online, for using for those purposes, or maybe here and there. But the best photos are you using the products, you using your own creativity. Before and afters are still great. I just don't recommend using like product images, direct product images, or, you know, like direct generic photos of like product tester, Confianza, $25, energy, $30. Like those generic posts, they do not attract people. They turn people off. So I wanted to do a post, maybe we'll do it tomorrow, just on the team page and have everybody comment and share a tip about, you know, what has helped you to sign your customers or to get leads or to gain interest. Like what things help you? If you look back at your posting, like let's just look back at your posting for today or for this week. You know, look at your product posts that you put up. Did you get interest on them? If you're not getting interest on your product posts in a whole week's time, then it might be time to switch something up about what you're doing. You know, maybe you're turning people off. I know that sounds rough, but there is a formula for this, and people do not want to feel like they're being sold to all the time. And those images of black and green and like, you know, showing people bottles of things all day long is not going to make them want your product. That would be like, you know, well, I guess it would be like, let's see, you know, it'd be like a makeup company just showing you a picture of what their foundation looks like, and not showing you what it can do for your skin or what it can make your skin look like. You know, there's not even a person in this commercial. It's just a bottle. Like, who wants foundation? Nobody, right? So the quality, not quantity, is going to do you a lot more. It's going to give you a lot more results in your business. You know, just getting something out there for the sake of it is not going to help. Your opportunity post at night, you know, it's, what did I post? I posted this thing yesterday. It's kind of on the same line. It says, if you really want something, go ahead, put all your eggs in one basket, but make sure those eggs are golden. And it's kind of the same thing with your posting. You know, put a post out about a product that you're proud of. Put out a post, an inspirational post that you're proud of. 5 posts that, you know, people are really going to feel something from. Or, you know, if you're doing a product post that's helping somebody like with an answer to their problem or something, instead of just like, who has stress? Do you want confianza? No, they don't, because they don't know they don't like feel anything from those posts. You know what I mean? So you have to be the answer to somebody's problem, whether it's for income or for health or for wellness or for body image or whatever it is. I also try my best to be a product of the product. I slack sometimes, but I do use at least 25 of our products probably. In the beginning, when I didn't have much money for products, I still did it at least with greens, at least with wraps, defining gel that came with my kit when I got it. You know, so there are so many things that you could still be using and be a product of the product. Okay, so the next thing I had written down was to not give up before your harvest, which is what we already talked about. You know, being consistent for a month is not gonna show you how successful you're going to be in this business. It takes longer. I think it's 3 months in the business. They say, like, give this business at least 3 months before you make any decision on it, because it's residual income. We're working this business for long-term income. Long-term income does not come in overnight. I didn't get to a triple diamond rank for any other reason other than pouring my consistency into my business. And, you know, even on my bad days, on my rough days, on my days where nobody reached out to me or nobody followed through, or people basically like shut the door in my face, you know, I kept going because I knew that the successes are in, you know, we have successes daily that are not necessarily like on our chart. You know, we have successes of today I, you know, made 2 new friends. Today I got 100 new followers, or today I sold a $25 wrap. I didn't get a customer, but maybe long-term that person will be a customer. So you have to look at all of the different things that we do in our business that are building long-term results or long-term business.
That's so very true. I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
Especially for those of us who have been in the business a long time. Like, we have 2 ideas of success, and that's enrolling a distributor and enrolling a loyal customer. But we get lost in what we did to build our business. And that was selling a wrap, or gaining new followers, or having a conversation with somebody commenting back to you and you comment on their picture. Like, how many times do we say, you know, we have to go back to the basics? Like, remember what made you feel successful in the beginning, and you'll start to feel that way again. Because I know me, there are so many times I get down on myself whenever, oh, I didn't talk to anybody about the products today because they weren't interested. But so many other things happened that would have gotten me excited a year ago, you know? And that's what fuels your fire from the beginning, right?
Yeah. And I think that people don't, you know, we don't know that stuff. Like when you're new at this business or even in your first year or whatever, you don't realize like there's no way to know everything. And nobody like tells you, hey, like it's normal to be feeling what you're feeling. It's normal to be frustrated. Like nobody has a day where they're 100%, oh my God, I'm the bomb. Like nobody can beat me. I'm amazing. You know, like even with me, like my personality is, like I'm a perfectionist. So I get down on myself. Like I could have literally signed a distributor yesterday and the next day I'm like, oh, I didn't sign anybody. And I start getting down on myself. And then I sign somebody like 6 days later and I'm like, you guys know that when you do sign a customer, you get this like rush. You're like, yes, I'm amazing. I can do this. And then like a few days and you don't sign anybody or a month goes by maybe, maybe you had a really bad month. And you get down on yourself and then you sign somebody and you're like back up again. This business it's a roller coaster, and it's a normal part of it. And we have to enjoy the process of it because it's not always going to be huge successes. And like Taylor said, we tend to classify our successes as, oh, well, this was a successful day if I signed somebody, if I enrolled somebody. That is a great way to look at it because we do want to be doing that. But there are successes throughout the day, all along the way. Like maybe you talk to somebody at the gas station about the products, like badass, right? Like you went out of your comfort zone. So there are just so many different things and it's all part of the business. And I think that because we're stuck in the mindset of what we're used to, which is like a normal job, a 9 to 5, an 8 to 4, a 11 to 7, whatever it is, you go in, you do your tasks, you get paid every 2 weeks, whatever. With this business, it's not so set in stone. Like, yes, we follow the steps to success because that's what we know works. That's how I got to each rank that I got to. I followed my steps to success and I tried my best to complete them every single month or go over it. So yes, we have that basic blueprint, but the business in itself, like the way to complete your steps to success is going to be a lot of little things along the way. It's networking, it's talking to people, it's having a bad day here and there, it's selling a wrap that, maybe six months from now, that person's going to be a distributor. You don't even have a clue. You have no clue that person's going to be interested from, the day that they bought their wrap to 6 months later. You can't know what, and that's part of what how this business is so exciting for me because you really don't know what's coming around the corner. Like you could sign a customer and a month from today, that customer signs up as a distributor and that distributor totally just runs with the business and changes her life and helps you change your life and your team. You have no idea. Or what if you quit day 90? You're like, okay, 3 months in, I'm going to give this business 3 months. And then if at day 90, I'm not making like $6,000, I'm just going to quit. And then what if at day 91, you sign somebody, but you didn't know because you quit at day 90 that, went diamond in 3 months? Is that a realistic thing? Yes, it's totally realistic. So you never know what this business is going to give you. And I had somebody else that was like, oh, I'm going to give this 30 days. I'm like, why would you give this 30 days? That is so wrong. Don't give this business 30 days. You are not going to see like crazy, amazing success in 30 days. You're going to see awesome successes. You're going to be building that foundation for your business. You're going to be making money. You're going to, bring in wrap cash, whatever, but you're not going to be like top 10 income earner in 30 days. So give yourself a deadline of that. It's just ridiculous. And it's a disservice to yourself because I mean, good God, Missy Mahalko is a millionaire, top income earner in the company in 5 years. And I can tell you, if I hadn't started this business and I continued and went back to college for the third time and tried to get a 4-year degree, I probably still wouldn't have finished it, because it is hard to be in college when you have kids. It is hard when it's not where your heart is. It is hard when it's freaking expensive. You know, there's so many things about that. I wouldn't have made it. I can tell you that I would not have made it. I probably would have quit 6 more times. And I would never have been able to bring in the kind of income that is putting a roof over my family's head, allowing my husband to be home for 16 months now with no other job, because I didn't quit. Because I didn't quit when I had a really crappy time in my business. I didn't quit when other people quit in my business. I didn't quit when somebody said, the wraps don't work. You know, I didn't quit when somebody said, I started taking this and I don't like it, so I want my money back. You know, I mean, I've had everything happen to me. So has everyone else in this business. We've all had these things happen, but it's those of us that decide, I don't care, I'll do whatever it takes. It's those of us that make it. It's those of us that can see past the bumps in the road to the end dream. So, so if you're seeing, you're seeing people that are having success, whether it's Facebook or social or, Instagram, whatever it is that they're working, they've got a formula for success. Now, of course, there are different ways you can work it inside of that. We talked about consistency, having new followers, and building a new network daily, building trust, quality of your posting. And then inside of that, you are free to do what you want as far as messaging people. Some people message daily, whoever likes their posts. Some people don't message at all. So that's something that you have to decide about, what feels comfortable to you. I can tell you in the beginning of your business, you might have to be doing some messaging because you haven't built a trustful base of people. In the beginning of your business, in your first 30 days, if you're just posting on Facebook and Instagram and you're not reaching out to your close friends and family and saying, hey, I just started this business, I'm really, really excited about what it's going to do for my family. I would really love to give you some information on a couple of the products and see if you're interested. I'm trying to reach a big goal in my first 30 days. Would you like to help me out? You need to reach out to people. People are not just going to flock to you. You say, hey, I joined It Works on Facebook. Nobody's just going to, most people, I mean, sometimes it happens, but most of the time people aren't just going to be like, hey, I want to order. And you're like slammed with orders. That's not going to happen most of the time. So you have to reach out to people, and you have to not be afraid to reach out to people. And so many times in people's first 30 days, they don't reach out to anybody. They reach out to their sister, and then the sister says, those wraps, they're just a scam. I don't want anything to do with it. And they're like, well, I guess this business isn't going to work for me. Even if your sister, but really, even if your sister ordered the wraps from you, are you going to build a diamond income off of just your sister ordering the wraps? No. So whether she orders from you or not, that's not enough business for you. So it's not acceptable in my eyes for anyone to say, I talked to my mom, I talked to my sister, I talked to my aunt, I talked to my neighbor, and they weren't interested. Okay. So who is interested? Because there are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people that are interested, and you're going to have to get enough balls to be like, I'm going to find more people. I'm going to find people that want this, because there are, I signed 13 customers this month, and I had convinced myself back in like October, November, I was like, nobody wants these products anymore. I can't sign a customer. I signed like one customer a month, maybe, which is, I was signing. So, it was good that I was signing, but I had kind of like gotten in my head. I'm like, no, I've signed everybody that wants this stuff. I'm like, that is absolutely asinine. Like, our products are products that people want. The health and wellness company or industry is $1 billion industry, like beyond billions of dollars. So, if you cannot find it in yourself to be like, guess what? They don't want the wraps at this time. I'm going to find more people, and I'm not going to just let my business, the fate of my business and the fate, the feelings that I felt yesterday about running after a $10,000 bonus or paying off my debt or becoming a stay-at-home mom or whatever it is. I'm not going to let those feelings of somebody not wanting to order in my immediate circle determine whether or not I'm going to continue working my business. That is ridiculous. Like, we have social media. Instagram is free, you guys. You have millions of people out there that want these products. Millions of people. You just have to follow them. You have to friend them. You have to be nice and normal and, fun, whatever it is. And the business will come if you're posting quality posts. But don't let those few people determine your success of the business, because there is no other opportunity out there like what we have in our hands. Like I said, I could have tried to go back to college. I never, ever would have made a $15,000 paycheck, even if I did finish my four-year degree. Like, I'm 100% sure of that. So, if so many different people from different walks of life and different, levels of experience, and, I'm not a salesperson. If I had to sell something in real life, I would fail miserably. Like, if I had to go sell cars, I would suck really bad. I'm just not good at that. But I can share things that I'm excited about, and I can share what things are doing in my life that are helping me or helping others. I can take a pretty picture. I can use a filter. And I can let my heart speak in my posts. And that's what has brought me success in this business, and making sure that I have a strong reason for not giving up. Because if you don't have a strong enough reason and you have a bad day, you're going to be one of those people that's like, maybe it'd just be easier to quit because this is sucky. I'm having a bad day. But if you have a strong why, you're going to be consistent in your posting. You're going to be following and networking. You're going to be looking to build trust. You're going to be posting quality posts, and you're going to say, I don't have a deadline for success. I'm not giving myself this ultimatum of success. Like, you're either successful in 3 months or you quit, So make sure that strong why is so strong that you don't have to like sit down and like flip your notebook open and be like, okay, what was my why again? It's something that is on your mind when you wake up in the morning. For me, my kids' faces, it's, I've lived struggle. I've lived taking something back to the store just to be able to buy bread or milk. I've done those things, done them so much. It hurt so bad. It was like, you're never going to go back to that. So if you have a strong why, you can do this, you guys. That's all you need. And consistency and these other factors, and you can blow people away by your success. So I think that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions before we go tonight? Or does anyone want to just watch John over here?
What about me?
Is anyone on here new for the first time?
Do you have any relationship building tips? Like, what is your process? Like, for me, I focus more on the people who like my pictures. So I'll go through all of my posts and then go to the people who like my pictures and go interact with them. But now I'm realizing it's all like the same people. So do you just scroll down your news feed and just like say, hey, comment on stuff?
I think that I think what you said is right. Because if you do it consistently, then you end up seeing the same people's stuff all the time, right?
Right.
So the trick to altering that is in your following and your networking, or your bringing new people in. Because like for me on Instagram, if I'm constantly following people, even if it's 20 people a day, whatever it is that you get in, maybe you have one day that it's really great and you follow like 300 people throughout the day, and then you follow like 20 for 2 days. Like, that's okay. As long as there's a pipeline that's coming in, you're good. When you stop completely for a week and there's no new friends, no anything, that's when it's bad. But because you're doing that, like when I follow on Instagram, I always like those people's pictures. Like I like 3 of their pictures after I follow them, or I like 3 pictures and then I follow them, whatever. And then if they send me a follow request back, because I liked their pictures, I'm going to see their pictures in my feed. So it's like constantly bringing new people into my feed if I'm following. But when I stop following, my feed starts turning into the same 12 people all the time, you know, or just like with Facebook, same thing. You know, I guess it's up to you with Facebook. You know, you can make a list. I'm not very organized, so I'm kind of the wrong one to ask about that. And I know you're more organized than I am.
No, I don't understand the lists thing.
Yeah,
I tried. I don't.
It's just too much time for me. I'm just like, I tried it and I'm like, no, doesn't work. So, you know, even if it works for you, like maybe you make 5 new friends that you actually like had a conversation with too, like jot down a little sticky note, put the sticky note on your laptop for that week or whatever. And just so it makes a point to like go back every couple days and like some of their stuff. And then their name will stick out to you and it'll start altering your algorithm. You don't have to make this like super complicated. So, you know, don't feel like there's like the perfect way to be doing, you know, you're interacting and you're connecting with people. I like, seriously, I have no method to it. Like my Instagram, I just go down my feed and I like people's stuff. When somebody sends me a follow request, I always go back and I like a couple more of their pictures because I know that's going to filter them into my feed.
Yeah.
You know, that's really all you need to do. I mean, I don't think that we need to spend any more time like specifically going in and like liking every follower's pictures all day long. You know what I mean? If you know somebody's shown you interest in the business or interest in a product, definitely give them some love on their posts throughout the week. But other than that, you know, I think kind of doing it organically works for me because it feels like my business brings in business organically that way. Like people come to me because they don't feel like I'm like making a point to interact with them all the time. You know, people can that too because they're like, are you fishing? Like you're totally fishing for business, you know? So I try to just be more organic with it so that people don't feel like I'm like hovering like, please buy the wraps, you know what I mean? So yeah, I guess that's my only tips on that really.
Okay, that helps a lot.
I think it's just consistency. Like, you know, you have to remember you're an awesome person. Each of you, like you're all awesome people. So Missy talks about this stuff all the time. She posted something the other day, like, or was it today? I can't remember. It's all running into one day about like 60,000 positive thoughts or whatever a day. Like, she is so good with this, and I've struggled with it in my business a lot about, you know, not feeling as good as somebody else or not feeling like a good enough leader or not feeling like a good enough distributor or a good enough mom or whatever it is, you know, like always thinking I'm not good enough. And Missy's like, you need to just stop thinking you're not good enough. Stop being so hard on yourself and just believe that you're awesome because you are awesome. You know, that's what you guys need to do in your business is just be like, I am this, I am Diamond, I am Ambassador. I am a force to be reckoned with. And I'm going to do this. So, you know, when you are coming at your business, like from a natural place, I think that that's when you have the most success with it. Like just be yourself, be excited. And be consistent. You know, it's still a business, so we still need to be really consistent with what we're doing and show people how it's changing our life and be excited. I guess that's it. Does anybody have any other questions?
One thing to say, what you just said is tell people how it's changing your life, but I know there are some newer people on here. I know after a week, like, you maybe not made $25 yet, but it is changing your life because it's changing your mindset. It's changing your plans for the future. It's changing the way that you look at things. talk about that. Talk about what it's going to do for you. I always tell, my new distributors when they start, like, talk about where you see yourself in 4 months, 6 months, however long. Talk about where you're going and just be excited, until you start. Even if your first check is $15, I think mine was like 18, I don't know. But what does that buy you? A tank of gas? Well, half a tank of gas now. But still, like, that still is $15 less you had to take out of your other paycheck, So even if it's only doing small things for you in the beginning, it's still doing something. And if you are talking about that and putting that out there, it's going to come back to you even stronger.
I think, yeah, I totally agree. And also, that's, we all do in the beginning of our business is we talk about our goals. We talk about where we want to be, and you can't talk about it and be lying to yourself either. Like, at first we're all like, yeah, I'm going to make it to diamond. Right. And then you're like, oh my gosh, am I really going to make it to diamond? And you keep talking about it and you keep putting it out there and you start to believe it. And I think when you start putting it out there, like, I never ever thought I was going to even make $100 with this business. I was like, I'm just like, how am I going to do that? Like, I'm clueless. How am I going to do this? But I started talking about my goals, like Taylor said, and I kept putting them out there. And then instead of putting out baby goals, I put out huge goals, which was scary because I was like, what if I don't make it? Somebody's going to laugh, or, my family, they think I'm crazy. I just said, like, I just started the business and 30 days into it, I'm saying I'm going to retire my fiance. Like, people thought I had lost my mind. And I didn't care. I was like, I'm putting this out there. I'm putting it out there to the universe. I'm putting it out there because it's like every single time I would write about it, I would start to feel it a little bit more. And every single time I'd feel it a little bit more. And it got me more excited and it got my head like dreaming about this life that we would have. And
anytime I write my name now, I put double diamond next to it.
Yeah, that is not silly because, I can tell you, you guys might probably have never saw it because I didn't email you, but like I have an email signature so that if I ever send an email out to a potential, it looked professional. Even when I had just started my business, I had this email signature on here because I'm like trying to be professional, but it said my maiden name, it said Natalie Obringer, and I wasn't a diamond. So I put diamond bound. That was my, and then I had my like phone number, whatever, but it said Natalie Obringer, diamond bound. And to this day, my password has diamond in it. And I put that in there from day one. I manifested. I was like, this is going to be me. I'm going to be diamond. I had this in my password so that every day when I logged into my account, I had to write diamond. And I 100% believe that those things, those little things, as stupid as they might seem, as small as it might seem, all of those things, putting your goals out there, it starts getting into you. That's the reason why we say, write your goal in the mirror. So every morning you see your goal and you read it to yourself. I've seen things manifest in my life, especially in the last few years, that I never would have manifested without me starting to believe in them. So, people are going to question you when you start putting those goals out at first, and you're always going to have some snarky guy or snarky woman or whoever it is come up, leave some stupid comment like moo, and you're just like, shut up, go away. Block, ignore, whatever. Or you're going to have some family member that chooses to always snicker about something or make some kind of comment or whatever. We've all had this, we've all gone through something like this.
Or still have to deal with them.
Or still have to deal with them. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this is our life. We know what we're doing. We know network marketing works. Whether you are for our president or against our president, he was an incredible businessman, and he said if everything fell apart, he would do network marketing. He would find a company to do network marketing with because it is the most incredible way to make an income that we have. Like, it's hands down, if you have the drive and you have the why and you have an incredible compensation plan, which we have, and you have the product, which we have, you can be a millionaire. What is it? Like 80% of the women that are making 6 figures a year in the country are doing it through network marketing. Like, what does that mean to you? You know? And it's not that it's impossible. It's just that it takes the right formula. It takes the right drive and takes consistency and willpower. And I'm sorry, but like, I'm willing to give it anything to have that kind of an income and that kind of a life change and to help other people have that kind of a life change, you know? So the people that don't believe me, like there's still people that are like, so is your husband really home full time? Like, what do you, no, he's actually working.
He's at McDonald's right now.
Yeah. Like, what do you, no, I'm that sketchy of a person and I'm actually lying to you guys about like, my whole life's history. Like, no, this is really real life people. And these are people that are like, I'm not talking like, you know, people I don't know. I'm talking about people that we really know in real life that question us. And I'm like, I'm not lying to you, you know? Just like our uplines, Missy and Kenny, they have family members that don't support them or won't join them or that still don't believe in what they're doing. And they make buttloads of money, like buttloads, you know? So there will always be those people that don't believe or don't, you know, maybe they're just too scared. I think a lot of times it's like that, like they're like, I couldn't do that, so I'm just going to be against it, you know? Guess that's it, guys. I need to go lay down. I have an old lady back and it hurts. Any other questions before we go?
Not for me.
Is that a baby hand? It is. I see a baby hand. There you are. I'm just like finally looking around at everybody. Like I like see.
Aww.
Okay, guys. Well, I did record this, so I will get it up on the team page. And if you have any questions about anything afterwards, you can feel free to message me. I'll answer your question. And I guess that's it. Hope you guys have a great night.
Hey,
Have
bye.
a good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.